creatures were here before us. And if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after. Welcome to Jurassic World.
Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now this film is coming out 3 years after the huge hit, which was Jurassic World, starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and dealing with basically a recreation of Jurassic Park, except now calling it Jurassic World. As you would expect, things ended up going awry, and now in this film, it's been 3 years since the events of that actual film. In the film's timeline, and basically there's a volcano on the island with all the dinosaurs, which is going to erupt because it's suddenly become active, of course. And so Bryce Dallas Howard, Chris Pratt, they go in, try to save the dinosaurs from being extinct and wiped out, and they end up involved in this government scheme, and they have to save all the dinosaurs in that fashion. So is this film a roaring good time, or is this just a franchise which needs to go extinct? Let's find out. Now, as mentioned, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard have returned for the sequel. They both do very, very good jobs in their roles, reprising their roles from the first film, and I really enjoyed their on-screen chemistry because you can tell that based on dialogue as well as their interactions that there was a relationship which formed between them after the events, or at least between the events of these two films, and something went awry that we get kind of a gist of, and they haven't really seen each other or talked for the most part for at least a couple months, if not more. So I really enjoyed that on-screen chemistry, just playing on those dynamics as well as just them having to work together to save a bunch of dinosaurs. And it kind of goes without saying, but the dinosaurs in this film look fantastic. I don't know if it's CGI or they're doing more puppet model stuff like the original film Jurassic Park did, or if it's a combination of the two, but regardless, the dinosaurs all look fantastic in this movie. They look very realistic for the most part, as realistic as you can really get with dinosaurs at this point, and it just looks amazing with them on screen and whatnot. And so I really enjoyed seeing the dinosaurs, whether it's a Brontosaurus or a T-Rex. They all look just amazing. One thing which I also really enjoyed about the film is that there's actually some emotional background behind these dinosaurs, at least in the first act of the film where they're on the island and you see this volcano erupting and just all these dinosaurs running for their lives essentially, and just having to go over the cliff into the sea and basically just ended up drowning. And there's just a very sad scene as Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are leaving the island on this boat, and you just see this Brontosaurus just stuck on this island, nowhere to go, and you just see it being swallowed up by this wave of just heat from the volcano and ash, as well as just this massive fire which is coming from the background. It just swallows it up. It's a very emotional scene, and I really didn't expect to see that and have that tie with dinosaurs of all things, and this film just really does deliver that. I did think for the most part the pacing of this film was also very well done. I wasn't really bored at all throughout the course of the film. I will say that while it does start out very action-packed for the first act of this film, the second act of the movie is very low on action. There's some like little mini action scenes where they're interacting with dinosaurs for a few minutes or something like that, but for the most part a lot of the action is set into the bookends of the film with the first and third act. So after the really exciting first act that we saw, it did seem like it took quite a while for the dinosaurs to eventually, as you expect, get loose and have to wreak havoc and have our heroes try to stop it and save the day. I also felt like the trailer for this film kind of showed too much as well after watching the movie. I've seen a lot of movies recently, and so the Jurassic World trailer ended up playing before quite a lot of them. So just the fact that I had a lot of scenes that I was expecting, and just when I saw certain things starting to happen, it's like, oh, this is how this is going to go down, things of that sort. And so it didn't ruin the film for me necessarily, but it was something which I would have preferred if they had shown just less footage in the trailers. And I really did enjoy Act 3 of this film. I'm not going to go into details or anything, but once this like giant mutant dinosaurs eventually, as you expect, kind of gets loose in wherever the facility is that it is. It really does kind of feel like a horror film with just this monstrous creature which can just kill and is trained to hunt and kill and all that stuff. Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and whoever else is with them, just trying to hide from it and get past it and stop it ultimately. And there's just a lot of tension in those scenes, and I felt like they really delivered on that aspect really well, as well as some jump scares even that I wasn't expecting. So those were just really well done, I thought. And once again, while I will not go into spoilers for this, I did feel like the ending of this film really does set up the third act, which will presumably be the finale of this trilogy, really, really well. So I'm looking forward to see what type of concept they end up using to kind of finish off this trilogy with the way that this film ended up ending. So guys, overall, I really did end up enjoying Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I really enjoyed the original Jurassic World. I know people had their issues with it. I end up just watching it, having a really fun time with it. This one was much the same. I know the reviews are kind of iffy on it for the most part, at least on Rotten Tomatoes. But I found myself enjoying it. I did feel like the second act was a little bit slow and I could have had a little bit more action, and it was very expository in regards to kind of explaining what's going on, introducing a bunch of characters and kind of just basically playing as the setup for Act 3. For the most part, I had a fun time with it. I really enjoyed the performances. The dinosaurs were all looking amazing as usual, and it was just a really fun time overall. But those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. Another reminder, I am also doing written reviews for the moment on video games. Link for that is in the description down below. Check it out if you are interested. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.